Ilex and Sketch were still locked up, and Ilex endured more torture from their captor.
Who has the information?
Oh, the information. Let's see. That would be, what did we call your mom again?
And he will put your pinky finger in the cigar cutter, and he will just snap it shut.
Oh, Jesus.
Lotus, Ivo, and Jason went to the nearest clinic, and Lotus got his leg wound patched up.
She'll go over and type a few things into a holographic computer terminal on the side, and then these limbs will start to whir for a little while, and after 15, 20 minutes, you feel right as rain. Like, there is no wound, just a little kind of pink puckered scar where the wound was on your leg.
Then they stopped at a gold arm dealer to purchase an additional gun.
Got an old hunting rifle, and boy, those deer run faster than they used to, it seems, right?
Yes, those moon deer. And he'll wink at you.
Reaching the loading docks where they believed Ilex to be, Lotus perched up on top of a building to survey the area as Ivo and Jason drove into the work zone. If you were in Ilex, where would you be kidnapped?
Probably at like a racing event.
We could drive around a bit more, maybe get a different vantage point.
I see a sedan here, and the only people that I might think would be driving a sedan is people doing something akin to a uniform check, if you get my drift.
Right. In an attempt to take out the guards, Ivo decided to run them down with his car, but maneuverability was tight, and Ivo wrecked.
I got a 4.
Okay. So you rev up the engine and you start speeding towards these guys, and you kind of catch the corner of one of these ramps, and you try and jerk the wheel back straight, and as you plow into one of them, you also plow into this fucking garage door that then just opens up like a can opener.
The car smashed into the storage unit where Ilex and Sketch were being held.
Okay, so, you know that commercial with the puppy? Like, I was thinking, like, you know, because I love that commercial. You know the one I'm talking about, right?
No, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It plays literally every time I walk up to your place. The one with the puppy. It's real sad. I mean, like, it's kind of heartwarming, but, like, you know, the dog gets old, like, you know...
You don't pay for a fucking ad blocker?
No, I mean, I can't afford that shit. Anyways, like, so, I was thinking, like, it would be cool if, like, the next time they did one of those, it's like, you know, they lean into it.
And then, wham! You are thrown against the back of this thing, and I think that everything goes black.
Time to Die Podcast Network presents Eclipse, Creator of Corruption. Chapter 9. Final Lap.
So, Lotus, you have these new viewfinders that you just got from the Gold Arm store, and you're watching this, and Ivo, like Ivo is wont to do, spectacularly crashes into this overhead door, and you watch as he takes out one of the guards, but what do you want to do in this moment? Like, he just careens through this overhead door, and you can't see where the vehicle is, but you understand that the situation is bad.
Lotus would like to keep his eyes peeled to see if there seems to be anyone other than that guard, like, responding to this.
Okay, so we are going to cut to Ivo. Ivo, there is smoke, like, you can see that there is just, like, debris in the air, and you're kind of, like, shaking yourself too, and then all of a sudden you hear gunfire, and everything seems to be kind of going in slow motion, and you look over to your right at Hash, and he is breathing, but he seems like he's probably unconscious at this point. Like, he's slumped over, like his forehead is resting on the dash, and you hear gunfire behind you, but you also see that off to the left of this shipping container that you've crashed into, there is another gentleman who has this machine pistol, and he sort of sprays a line of bullets across the front engine compartment of your car. What would you like to do, Ivo?
You said he's shooting the front of my car?
Yep, and he's walking towards you. And you know that there is also one guard still behind you, and you've definitely heard him shoot. You're not really sure at what. You assume the vehicle, but again, it's hard to tell. You're pretty disoriented.
Is the vehicle running?
Roll me 2d6. Let's see.
6.
No, it is not running currently.
I press the button as I'm ducking down to not get hit by these.
It just, like, you hear it, like, it's trying to turn over, but, like, nothing is happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're pressing it over, and it's just, like, making that noise like it wants to turn over, and then it'll click a couple of times, and whatever's going on, it doesn't seem to be good, and Hash is still unconscious.
Is the windshield intact or not?
It seems to be partially intact.
I'm gonna grab him by the collar and kind of shove him down under the dashboard, and then I'm going to pull out my big gun, and I'm gonna shoot to clear out the rest of this windshield and try to shoot the guy with just regular bullets. And you said this has a grenade launcher on it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll start with the regular bullets.
You go ahead and roll me meat to shoot this street sweeper at this guy.
2, 3, 7. Total of 7.
Okay, you blast this thing, but the way that this street sweeper works, like, you can see that these pulses of power are going up through these, like, circular, what maybe are magnets, and, like, they're glowing with this bright blue energy, and they're moving closer to the end of the barrel, and it's speeding up as it does that, and this giant, like, blue light shoots out the end of this, and it rips through the arm and shoulder of the guy that was just shooting at you, and you see the gun clatters to the ground, and there is nothing there. There's just blood spouting from this giant gaping wound on the right side of his torso.
And then now the glass is all broken.
Oh yeah, like, it completely shatters out. Like, the concussion from the end of this barrel is immense, and it, like, kind of launches you back into your seat as you do that. However, as you do that, you are hit by something. Like, it hits you in the shoulder, and, like, it feels funny at first, but then it hurts immensely, and you can take 2 harm as your shoulder just, like, is aching, and you can still hear gunfire from behind you. What would you like to do?
Fuck! God damn it!
I grab the pistol, and I'm carrying both guns at this point, but the pistol's so I don't have to have any wind-up time. And I'm going to kind of hurl myself out the front windshield across the hood and try to make my way into this container area.
Okay.
Using my car as cover.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me cool? Because, like, there's gunfire going off, but, like, it seems like this guy doesn't have a very good angle at you, or maybe is just firing blindly, and then eventually you hear the gunfire stop as you decide to, like, leap up and do this. So go ahead.
8 for cool.
Okay, so you slide your way out, and you're sort of shimmying your way down the hood of this car, and when you get to the doors of this shipping container, you go to start trying to pry it open, and it seems like you have damaged the door pretty immensely with the car accident, and so, like, you're gonna need some time to try and get this open, and probably some tools. Like, this thing is fucked.
But there's no shooting right now.
Well, now that you have tried that, and you hear a gun racking a bullet in, you assume that the guy was just reloading, and the shooting begins again.
Okay, where can I get to cover?
I mean, you can duck down on either side of your vehicle. Like, realistically, it would make more sense for you to go to the passenger side, because it seems like this guy is shooting from the driver's side, so you want to get as much vehicle in between you and him as possible.
I'm gonna dive to the passenger side to get for cover, and then if there's any pause, I'm gonna have this thing wound up and pop a shot.
Why don't you roll me whatever you think would make the most sense for noticing where somebody's at.
7.
Okay, you can kind of tell the general direction, but you haven't actually seen this guy since you've crashed through the building. Like, you think that you'd probably have to make your way through the broken part of the door, or at least closer to the broken part of the door where you'll have a better visual.
I need some time to think, so I'm gonna try and get around back and see if I can spot this shooter.
Yeah, you can now. Like, he's sort of crouched down and using the embankment that comes up to this dock. Like, he's using that for cover, you know what I mean? So he's, like, down lower on the berm, off to the left side. Well, it would be your right. Sorry. Lotus, you are watching through your binoculars, and you see that there is plenty of gunfire going on. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on inside of the building, but you see that there is one guard, and he just keeps, reloading his rifle and just shooting at the car more and more and more. And you haven't seen Ivo or Jason or Eclipse or anybody. What would you like to do?
I'd like to roll and assess quickly.
Okay.
Well, I rolled a 2 on the dice. So I'm guessing all I see is that dude shooting.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you don't really have anything else that you can think of to do other than maybe take a stupidly long shot with an assault rifle for no apparent reason. But I mean, like, the chances of you hitting are none, almost. You know what I mean? Like, it's there's no fucking way.
Yeah, I'm going to try to open a comm with Ivo.
Ivo, Lotus starts trying to talk at you.
And while I do that, I am gonna just fire off a couple rounds towards this guy, hoping to at least provide, like, suppressing fire of some sort.
You don't even think that the bullets are getting there. You see that there's so much drop, like, you can hear them, pinging off of the roofs of other buildings, you know what I mean? Like, maybe 300 meters away at most. This rifle is not fucking built for that shit.
Yeah. So I'll probably fire off a few rounds and notice that and then stop. Ivo, you there?
I'm a little busy here.
Okay, but you're alive. Good. I'm gonna try and get to you. I don't see anyone else coming to you guys, but this rifle's not gonna cut it from up here. Like, I'm gonna try and get to a rooftop up closer to you, okay?
Keep an eye out for any way to get out of here, because I don't know if I can get the car to start.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Ivo, we're going to cut back to you. What would you like to do at this point? Like, your car is definitely not going to be drivable at this point. Like, your tires are flat. Like, this thing has been riddled with fucking bullets at this point.
The gunfire lets me know where the guy is, and I feel safe in this spot. So until I hear a reload, I'm just going to hold tight, and I kind of want to just see if there's any way I can tell how much ammo I have left and stuff like that. Assess myself.
So you have 8 shots left in the shotgun portion of the shotgun, and you have 2 of those grenades in the tube.
I need to save that. I'm gonna hold tight until I hear maybe a potential reload, and then I'm gonna do something.
All right, you hear the gunfire stop, and you at this point, because you're at the end of the car and you're really focusing on it, you can hear this guy is fumbling around with the magazine, dropping one on the ground and then quickly trying to get another one in there. So go ahead and make your move.
Okay. I'm running in. I'm gonna be winding as I go.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a 6 for cool or meat, either one.
You shoot, and it just flies just above this guy as he's sort of like laying on his back, quickly trying to get this magazine in. And when he pops it in, he points his gun at you, and he fires, and your chest just explodes as you watch these bullets hit you, and you try and like hold your blood in, but it's just leaking out, and you fall down onto your knees, and you sort of look back at your car, and you look around for a second, and then you just fall flat on your face. And Ivo, you are dead.
Well, shit.
And Lotus, you are sprinting over, and you hear that the gunfire stops, and you're continuing to run as fast as you can. Go ahead and roll me meat to see how fast you're running at this point.
4.
Okay, so you hear another gunshot, and then maybe 10 minutes later, you arrive where you can sort of look around the corner, and you can see that Ivo is face down on this loading ramp, and there is a tremendous amount of blood around him. And you see that the street sweeper is out in front of him, maybe 5 feet, like somebody probably kicked it away. You also would notice that there is a guy, and he's sort of like pacing around on the inside of the garage.
I would like to grenade launcher him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll meat.
Yeah, why not? 5?
Okay. So you launch this grenade, and it hits right in front of the loading dock, and it just obliterates Ivo's body. And also the street sweeper, 9,000. And then the guy that's inside, like, looks at you, and he raises his rifle, and he rushes towards the opening in this overhead door. What would you like to do, Lotus?
Yep, I'm shooting then. I'm gonna put this man down.
All right, go ahead and roll meat.
Can I roll cool instead, as it lets you remain calm and focused in stressful situations?
Yeah, okay, I will let you, since this is, like, ultimate clutch. Like, this is Michael Jordan flu game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is even more crazy because, you're gonna die if you don't kill this man.
Come on, big money, no whammy! 6, 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10! Huzzah!
Oh shit, okay. So you squeeze the trigger, and you watch as the fire erupts from the barrel of this gun, and you just see this enormous hole appears right around his right hip area, and then a second enormous hole appears right below where his Adam's apple is, and his head just falls right in between that crevice that was created, and it sort of like sits there like praying before he falls to the ground. What would you like to do, Lotus?
Okay, things are not great. The car isn't exploded though yet. I'm gonna go check out the car.
So you walk over to the car and you see that Jason is bleeding from the head. There's blood everywhere. It looks like he was executed inside of the passenger seat.
Okay. The fuck did they crash into? Okay. I'm gonna make my way to the shipping container.
Ilix, you open up one eye and you can hear somebody messing with the door of the shipping container.
You hear that, Sketch? Sounds like Ivo's here. That's the only person I could think of that would have rammed into us like that.
Lotus, you definitely hear Ilix inside.
I start pounding on the door then. Ilix, that you?
Yeah, we're in here. Sketch.
Yeah, you and Sketch, are you guys okay? Are you, like, you're not bleeding out, you're not shot?
I mean, I am bleeding out, but I'm not shot. Sketch, why don't you answer me, man?
Lotus, do you have anything that you can use to pry this door open?
I have my rifle.
Make sure to lube up all the hinges with the blood that's all around.
There's not like a padlock on it or anything.
No, the reason you can't get inside is because the front of it is sort of crumpled over the door, and so you just have to be able to, like, get this wedged open.
Yeah, definitely not thinking about how dumb this fucking idea is. I'm gonna try and use the rifle.
Okay, go ahead and roll meat.
Oh boy. Oh, 9! Huzzah! Partial success!
It takes a while. Like, this is not a quick thing. Like, Ilix, you're still trying to, get Sketch's attention. And after a few minutes of trying to talk to him, and Lotus, reassuring you that everything will be fine, he's able to sort of wrench the door open and some light shines through, and Ilix, you can see that there is a tremendous amount of blood coming from Sketch's head, and you don't think that he is breathing currently.
Oh no, Sketch, no.
Fuck.
Lotus, get in here.
Yeah. I'm gonna squeeze through.
You do that, and you can go in and you can cut Ilix free of his bonds.
Yes, sir. Okay, Ilix, we gotta get out of here, and I think our best bet is going quietly, if we can.
Yeah, as you're saying that to me, I'm kind of like pushing past you and going over to Sketch to try to administer any sort of aid if possible, or to at least look at his wounds.
So you kind of turn him over, and as soon as you do that, you can see that his skull is so fractured that his brain is exposed at this point. Like, you do not think that Sketch is alive in any capacity.
Yeah, I wince and kind of put my good hand over my mouth and kind of halfway over my eye, and I then sort of step to leave out of there, but then kind of take a half step back and kind of pat him on the shoulder, and then I start to get out of there and follow Lotus. And I can barely see anything, just tears are coming out everywhere.
Lotus, you are trying to help Ilix out, and you're making your way over this wreckage that is the car, and you look and you see that the vehicle, that this sedan was definitely hit, but it also appears as though it might be drivable. Like, there is definite damage to it. Like, it was hit in the front end, but most of these vehicles now, in this time period, are rear to mid-engine vehicles, so long as there isn't any significant damage to the axles, you think that you might be able to take it out of here.
Okay, Ilex, how good at driving are you? Can you drive, you think?
I've never driven before in my life, and I hold up my hand that's like missing, 2 fingers, and then like one of them is like bent backwards and, all fucked up, and everything's like covered in blood.
Okay.
Lotus, you get a message from Roisin Daggers, and it says, meet me at your father's house.
I will send her a text back that reads, I'd rather meet you in hell. And I block her number.
Alright.
And, I'm gonna usher Ilex into the car, and I'm gonna try and drive this.
Did he not make it through the crash?
The crash, he made it through, but then there was a lot of gunfire. I'm surprised you didn't hear it in there.
No, I got knocked out. He kind of did his thing, and it knocked me out, man. It knocked me out.
That might have saved your life.
For what good this extra 10 minutes will get me. Come on, let's get out of here.
Yup.
Lotus, you get a call this time, and it is from your father.
Okay. I will answer that and say, nice of you to get in touch. I'm a bit busy right now, though. Can this wait?
Anderson, this cannot wait. I need you to meet up with Miss Daggers. You're going to board a ship. You are going to Earth immediately.
You got 2 tickets on that,
Done. Show up here now.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm kind of in a tight spot. I figured you might be watching it, actually.
I know, Lotus.
Yeah. Hey, you finally called me by my name.
Do you understand the gravity of this situation now?
Alright.
I kind of lean over, and I'm like, still half crying, and I'm like, hi, Mr. Zerka.
I turn my head towards Ilex so that my dad can get a good look at just how fucked up Ilex is right now.
I wave with my bad hand.
I'll get there as soon as I can.
On second thought, no. Go to the airport. Wait in the overnight parking lot. Rosine will meet you there.
Okay. I'd like to start driving at this point.
Yeah, okay.
While I'm still on the call.
Yeah, alright. No problem.
Would you mind, filling me in on what the fuck is going on? And how you know her, and why she is not either stabbing you or having you stab her?
We were making a play, Anderson. And it didn't work, as you can see.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't expect any of her plays to work. But, really, Dad, I would have expected you to be smarter than to team up with her.
How do you think that Corvo Smalley found out about the things he could find and knew you?
Probably not her.
Oh, well, maybe Little Bird told her some things, and maybe she passed them along, and perhaps chance? Well, definitely chance was what got you involved, because I didn't think for a second that 6th Street would hire you idiots to... Well, that doesn't matter anymore.
You know, you say that as though we failed at getting the information, though. We did get their information.
If you can't keep it with your life, what good is it?
Well, you can always take down people that you need to.
I think Ilex would probably just, after being in the comfortable seat of the car, he's probably just gonna turn the heater on because he's got the chills from losing so much blood, and he's just gonna shut his eyes and have a little nap.
So you get to this parking spot, Lotus, like you don't understand, like why is this so easy? And you're waiting there for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, and you see this very expensive looking sedan pull up, and it parks very close to you. And you would imagine that that for somebody to, you know, make such a beeline to directly to your vehicle must be tracking you somehow. And you watch as the headlights shut off and the door opens, and Lotus, your nemesis, Rosine Daggers, steps out, and she closes the door very slowly and walks with a purpose, and she kind of takes a hair tie off of her wrist and she ties her hair back into a pony, and she walks over and raps on the window for you to roll it down.
I roll the window down. So, you and my dad, huh?
Yes, it's been quite lucrative, if I should say myself.
Or is the old fucker still back at the house?
No, at this point, he's made his way to an off-lunar site. Because, well, as you know, things have gone not the way we were hoping they would. Now, that has a lot to do with how loud Corvo decided to be about his heist, but also, well, it just didn't work. We booked you a private shuttle. You'll be leaving in about, and she'll kind of stare absently for a second, 20 minutes. I hope you don't have anything that you need here or anything pressing.
I haven't had anything here for the past 17 years.
Fair enough. Well, get your friend into the car.
Ilex, hey.
Yeah.
We're going.
Okay. Lead the way, man.
So you pull around and you go to this security gate, and you watch as Racine barely rolls down her window and just sticks this small card out it, and the guard that's there takes it and slides it into a receptacle, pulls it back out, and hands it back to Racine, and she continues to drive, and she goes down this long corridor, and it eventually brings you to this large hangar that has this gleaming, bright chrome-colored Galactic Frontier ship. You see that there is a couple of staff members that are waiting on either side of the stairwell that leads you up into this rocket, and they kind of avert their eyes when they see like how fucked up both of you look at this moment.
When I see them divert their eyes, I hold up my hand and I'm like, you know how they keep the rubber bands on lobster claws? Make sure those stay on, or you'll regret it. And I hold it up to the guy's face.
He kind of like gags a little bit and sort of tries to avert his eyes even more. And you then make your way into this very nice looking area that has these like pods almost like the sleep pods that are on the train and around that area that you normally inhabit.
Does it say where the destination is? I know you said Earth when you were talking on the car earlier, but like when I noticed that the vehicle is
Yeah, when you would get to, near your sleep pod, you would see that it's running you down the checklist, and it is taking you to Juarez, Mexico.
Oh, okay. Well, I got off the moon. Thought I'd be going out further.
Don't worry about it, Alex. You can make it out way further than the moon.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's get the fuck out of here.
We will flash forward to 2 weeks later, and Hannah is in Ivo's apartment, and she says, Harem, dinner's ready. Come on, it's getting cold. 2 weeks isn't that long. Ivo could still come back, Ortsek said it's not uncommon for Kalis folks to lay low from time to time. Do you really believe that? Ortsek doesn't give a damn about Kalis. Ivo isn't coming back. I'm still going to check the garage. Someone who knows something will show up eventually. Or an assassin will. You're a grown woman. I'm not in any position to tell you right from wrong. Clearly, my ability to pass on judgment is lacking. It's not your fault, The first time I ever took Ivo to the track was the Cyberdyne 250. KD Barnes was doing what KD did. Ivo would jump up, holler, and wave his sign. KD led for 200 laps. His crew was pristine for those first 200. But anything less than a perfect pit leaves room to pass. Ivo was crushed when Barnes fell back to 4th place. But I told Ivo, these are the moments KD has made his name in. Kyle Deschamps Barnes rose to adversity. He was a winner. And like a winner, he found himself in 2nd place, drafting off Brett Coward. Brett's kid Chris is a hell of a racer too. Brett swerving back and forth, fighting to keep the lead until turn 8. The final turn. KD rushed inside, tires bouncing over the curb. Risky in an off-camber turn. Incredibly so. When Coward oversteered to avoid, he bumped KD. The greatest racer to ever live. Had all 4 tires leave the ground until a stone caught the front driver's tire, bouncing just enough to flip the car. Boy, did it flip. KD Barnes was trapped in a 10,000-pound tumbleweed before the track wall arrested his momentum. I've never heard the air leave a place so quickly. Not one soul cheered as Brett Coward beat the greatest racer to have ever lived. No, they watched as Kepler's greatest son was pried unmoving from the mangled wreckage that was his car. He didn't even make it to the hospital.
Ivo had nightmares for years. And I suspect I will too.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Thank you for your support of our show, and thanks to everyone who's spent time with us in our Discord chatting, becoming our friends, and making everything we've done with these shows worth the time and effort. We really appreciate it, and we've enjoyed it immensely. We'll see you on the next adventure.